I platinumed LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight after 32 hours, but there's a few things I wished I knew before heading in. So here are some trophy tips to platinum the game as efficiently as possible without major spoilers. First things first, there's no missables or difficulty related trophies at all. I'd rate it like this, like a 2 out of 10, 1 playthrough, 30 hours type game. There are some combat trophies and other grindy stuff we'll touch on in a bit, but everything can be played on your preferred difficulty. You can also play this in local co-op with a friend in split screen if you'd like, but just like not plugging in the controller when you were younger, only the first account will earn trophies. Your first main goal is to simply finish the story. There's 5 chapters and you'll pop several trophies whilst playing through it. And once you reach the point of no return near the end of the story, don't worry about missing anything, as unlike Batman's parents, your progress isn't gone forever and you'll spawn right back where you left. In between missions, you'll be in the dark Gotham wandering around. This is where you'll be finding a lot of collectibles. It is good to know though that you don't have to 100% the entire game. Instead, it's basically 99.8% this time, so let me just tell you why. This is a little bit of a different LEGO game than we're used to, but there's still trophies for finding every suit, vehicle, red brick, upgrades, and collectibles, of which there are 673 in total. Yeah, it's undeniably quite a lot, but it's not as bad as the Skywalker Saga. You'll spend about half of your playtime in the open world gathering collectibles, and the other 10 to 15 hours playing through the story. It's a good idea to work on those collectibles in between missions to avoid a massive burnout later on. All of the Riddler challenges and Clue Master puzzles need to be found and count towards the Too Many Questions trophy, which are fun brain teaser rooms, and unless you have an IQ under 50, you shouldn't need help from any of these, but I've linked a playlist below which you can use if you get stuck, or if you get flashbacks to those other Riddler trophies. These rooms will unlock progressively after finding more of both Riddler and Clue Master's collectibles. If you stumble across one of them and you aren't sure how to solve it, you might not have unlocked that character and its ability yet. You'll see a locked lock symbol and know that you can skip that one for now until you unlock it through the story. If you do them and make the right answer or are on the right path, a light on the question mark or the 1, 2, 3 will light up partially, telling you you're doing a great job, you good boy. For the other collectibles, make sure that when you unlock the hack ability, you activate the radio towers in every district to have each collectible displayed beautifully on the map, such as the 200 Wayne Tech caches across the open world and story missions. These will give you tech which you can use to upgrade characters' abilities at workbenches. There's a trophy for upgrading one entire character fully, and I did that with Batman because he's cool, but he's also the longest, so should you want to pop that trophy quickly, I'd suggest any of the other characters as they cost much less. While some of these caches may require a simple solution to open, there's also a bunch in the story. Luckily, unlike the older LEGO games, there's no need for a free play replay of each level, and you can find every collectible in your first run. 5 Wayne Tech caches, a red brick, and instead of mini kits, we now have trophies. There are 5 of them in each level and are random objects connected to the theme of the level. They aren't crazy hard to find and often come synced together with the Wayne Tech cache around the same area, but don't worry too much should you miss any of them, because you can always go into the Batcave to replay the missions. This is also where the trophies you find are then fully displayed. You will also receive a golden skill brick at the end of each level. You will need 30 of these to upgrade all of your skills for the trophy Holy Skill upgrades. However, after finishing all the story levels, you won't have enough to pop that trophy yet, and that's why you don't just need to find every collectible in the open world, but also complete the other side activities that you have unlocked. This also counts towards the trophy with the things like the Waylon Jones case, Poison Ivy plants, Falcone heists, zoo animals, wanted posters, and the AR trials. Because even though there's also a trophy for doing just 20 of the trials, you'll need to complete all 25 AR trials to complete every side activity and earn enough gold bricks. You only need to complete them and your rank doesn't matter, except for 5 of them where you'll need to earn gold. You'll play a couple of these during the story playthrough as well, so keep that in mind, but should you be a slow driver and suck at the traversal challenges like myself, the combat ones are super easy if you use Jimothy Gordon and his bouncy bullet ability to spam your way through them. This way you'll have plenty of time for the gold. However, a good skill ability to still help you out here is to get the 2 focus bar upgrades, which will make you be able to knock out 5 seconds for each takedown very often. But I'll touch more on the combat trophy specifically in a minute. The suits and vehicles will unlock progressively whilst finding these collectibles, although a couple will be tucked away in Batmite's store where you will have to purchase them. These are purchased with the studs you gather. Even with a new Broke Boy bronze value stud, you should unlock the 1 mil studs trophy without any issues and end up with more than enough coins, especially if you buy the stud multiplayer skill upgrade early on. It's cumulative by the way, so no need to save up to be a millionaire. if you somehow spend your money unwisely, you can find many stud caches around the map which will reward you handsomely like the cutie you are. You do not, however, need to find these for any trophies or completion. The bat symbol collectible, however, is an odd one as you only need to find 25 of these. There's 50 in total should you go the extra but not needed mile, but these are the hardest ones to spot and won't show up on the map. I've linked a guide below which you can follow, but if you want to find them yourself, you can pretend you have a disability and turn on the high contrast accessibility setting to make them stand out much easier. Now whilst you're collecting these collectibles around Gotham, make sure to open every fast travel spot because you'll not only need it for a trophy, but it's also a great way to save time going between places. You will also more than likely get spammed by this guy calling for you to save the day.
Come in, anyone on patrol? War disorder in Old Gotham South. Multiple curs are in a fuffle. I repeat, this is a kerfuffle. Over.
You'll need to do 30 of these for a trophy, but it's more important to know that you will need to prevent 10 different crimes. These are random when and how they spawn, but the ones I rarely had pop up for me were the getaway car, a joyride, and for saving a citizen in peril. So make sure to do the ones you haven't done yet as soon as you see them, otherwise you might spend ages flying around waiting for the right one to spawn. Before touching on the combat, there's a few more trophies that need a little attention, like the hard trophies for changing a Batcave screensaver by pressing the up button and choosing something cool, and the hardest trophy in the game for placing a pin on the map by pressing X. Is that like parachuting is for flying through 10 wind tunnels, and you might not notice them initially, but if you fly through 10 of these, well, tunnel looking winds, you'll get the trophy. Some of them are part of trials as well, so I wouldn't worry about this much until later on. Now for the combat, thankfully this is no Arkham Trilogy combat. It's fun, but not nearly as challenging, and any toddler can do this, especially using these tips. Because the trophy for reaching a 99 combo might look daunting for anyone with Requiem for a Killer PTSD and spent 100 hours in the Iceberg Lounge, but there's two ways to easily get this. One is to dodge over enemies as often as possible, counter everyone and spam the concussed enemies for an easy 20 hits each time, or what you could also do is go as Commissioner Gordon and use his fully upgraded bouncy bullets gun to dodge spam shoot for a minute straight to get it without any issues. Whatever method you choose, it's pretty easy to keep a combo going since the timer runs out really slow and the leniency on making a simple input mistake is really forgiving. The trophies for 100 stealth and counters should come naturally as long as you switch up your playstyle every so often, which is also important if you want to pop the trophy for completing 20 challenges. These are trophy-like challenges but without the trophy. Instead, they slowly show the gorgeous animated series set. To complete 20 of these, you'll have to mix up your combat with abilities, characters, and performances. Should you have trouble unlocking 20 of these, you can always check the description of each one to see which are really easy. Only 20 of these are needed anyway, so don't bother filling up the entire set unless you're trying to impress Alfred. Most of the other trophies are pretty self-explanatory, and you'll likely get either whilst playing through the story or naturally whilst you're out exploring the Dark Knight City. Do be aware for any completionists that chase the trophy 100%, as there will be a DLC releasing later down the line with presumably more trophies to chase down. Drop any other bat tips and tricks you have down below the like and subscribe buttons, and that's it.
See ya.